Patrick is in Elton. Patrick, what would you like to say?
Oh, it's my cue. Hello, James.
Hello,
Hi.
Patrick. How are you?
Yes, very well, thank you. I was sort of one of those people who were sort of swept up by the Pied Piper, if you like, or under the spell, as you put it. And I have to say, in no certain terms, you were my liberator. It is quite true. And I think if I could just sort of share my experience briefly,
yes, of course.
Because I can't sort of talk on a general point, although I understand.
No, I don't want you to. I just want you to talk about you. And
Yeah.
you're very kind, but you don't need to talk any more about me.
Yeah, no, you're quite right.
Okay.
So when I was 16, my first encounter with politics was the 2014 European Union debate with Nick Clegg and Nigel Farage.
Yes.
And Farage was almost like my Charles Manson, if you like. Can I say that? Or is that too
Absolutely,
far?
of course you can. I think that's quite kind.
Yes. And I joined Ukipper. I was in secondary school, and
can I ask what you were frightened of? Why? Why did you need a cult leader?
Yeah. I think what it was, it's incredibly difficult to explain. But if I could just proceed, and if I can come back to that point, because I'm almost working it out myself.
Yes, of course.
Like therapy, to be honest. So my interest in politics, that got me interested in politics, and subsequently, a few years down the line, it wasn't about facts, it wasn't about arguments. What it was about is, like you say, actually picking a side and sort of doing everything you can to perpetuate your side's view. And your previous caller was absolutely correct. Although about having an emotional reaction and finding the facts to do it, but it's not about finding the facts. It's not about finding the facts. It's about taking arguments or things you hear, because those figureheads, you like, the Nigel Farages, the Jacob Rees-Moggs, the Kate Hopkins, the Donald Trumps, they are the compasses, if you like, for the people who support them. For most people, for me anyway, that's what it was like.
I understand.
What you take from that. Yeah.
I still don't understand why you wanted to. I hope I'm not sounding unkind, but I mean,
no.
Were you in a really bad place? Were you? I mean,
no. It was politics used to really bore me, and there was something about Farage and his charisma that it just got me engaged, and I was sort of swept up in that.
Okay.
It was like a movement. It was almost quite exciting in a way, from my sort of ignorant point of view, that I knew nothing about politics, and this was quite new, and it gave me perhaps a simplistic view of the world that I didn't really know before, and this is.
And that's quite comforting to think that incredibly complicated issues like are actually quite simple, and they can be solved by building a wall or making America great again.
I left school and I went to college, got involved in sort of local politics, and I got an internship with the local MP. And what that did was really broaden my mind in terms of speaking to different people, in terms of exploring different issues that we're not really at the forefront of our minds, in the news or what you see on social media. And from that, because I was never sort of going to go to university, I didn't particularly think I was cut out for it, but I was persuaded by the MP that I worked for and the former principal of the college to go.
Oh, lovely.
And it was, it was really, really nice, actually. And so...
So education is the short answer to the question that I'm asking.
Yes, I think it is, because when I was learning about all these different things, I've just done my first year at politics at Goldsmiths, and, learning about liberal internationalism and things like that, and I think, that's the way forward. And I thought, oh, crikey, I voted to leave perhaps the biggest body in the world that sort of drives liberal internationalism. Surely, no, it's got to be different. Surely,
that's why that's why. Sorry, I'm sorry I reached for the racist line. So you were persuaded by the emotional misrepresentation of the European Union rather than which went hand in hand for a lot of Brexit supporters, but by no means for all of them. The notion that somehow foreigners were going to ruin your life, that it was the EU that was going to ruin your life.
Yes, absolutely, and I was very much on that sort of that battlefield, and then I slowly, because it's not a sudden thing, and you're saying how can people?
No, I'm sure it isn't.
It's a gradual breakdown of, if pardon the pun, the wall.
Yes,
and that for me, and then I started sort of listening to people I don't agree with, because I always just think, that James O'Brien bloke,
Yes, you don't want to trust him.
Oh yeah, exactly. And what it is quite clever. There's a sort of a metaphorical social filter that's placed before your brain by, the populism, whatever. And automatically, if you hear James O'Brien on the radio, or you hear this person talking here, that filter automatically shuts down.
And you do that with labels. And we're back to the slogan. So if you put Metropolitan Liberal Elite, they act like earplugs.
You perk up. Yeah, exactly.
Got you.
Yes. And the social filter sort of opens up. So it's very clever because it's almost like you're placing a defence mechanism in people that reason and logic simply can't get through. But in my case, it was bashing against it because I started listening to you and different other things, and I couldn't resist it anymore. And eventually, and it was over a gradual period of a few months, over the year actually, from and then finally, I just thought, gosh, what on earth?
What on earth? And then that is it. Unfortunately, not everyone can sign up to do a politics degree or indeed find the time to tune into us every day.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what is weird is that
the kind people that upload your videos to YouTube.
That has helped. Yes, well, yeah. God bless them all. But then I still get the people listening every day who just to read one tweet here, you are a traitor to your country, you will get your comeuppance. And they're listening every day as well. So are you suggesting, and I kind of hope you are, but I suspect you're not, that if I keep on keeping on, then eventually even he will come to his senses?
Yes, keep on, because you're not bashing your head against a brick wall. Every time you are breaking the bits of those cinder blocks, and eventually it will come down, James.
It's my head I'm worried about, Patrick. It's my head I'm worried about.
well, it's not just you. There's others as well.
Absolutely, of course.
So keep on, and thank you.
Have you done your finals yet? Have you graduated?
No, I only finished my first year.
That's what I thought you said. I think you're on course for a first, my friend.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I'm dyslexic.
You'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. And do keep in touch. I'd love to talk to you again. What a lovely call. I'm going to allow myself to just bask in that, I'm afraid, undiluted and unpolluted by cynicism and negativity. What a lovely young man. You see, there's hope for everybody. Even the people suggesting that I should be hung from the nearest lamppost. One day you too could be like Patrick. And didn't he sound so happy?